Hey traders, Roybert here. This is the first actual video talking about getting started, and I'm going to go all the way back to the very beginning. So what happened for me was I got a simulator. I used the one on Thinkorswim because we already had slow-moving investments with Schwab, and not Les Schwab. Those are the tire people, Charles Schwab, and um, so I was already sort of connected with a brokerage. So I went ahead and I used the Thinkorswim, and I didn't do anything with real money. I started with the simulator, and I recommend doing that for a long time, not for a couple of weeks, a long time. I did it for 4 months, and you can convince yourself into feeling like the money is real, and in doing so, you get a better sense of the tragedy that goes with loss, and eventually you figure out, if you're clever, you start figuring out ways around adjusting your money, and then you get a false sense of security. You start to be able to undo trades and say, you know what, let's erase that one and keep this one, and because I made money on this one, and this one, oh God, I really blew that, and that doesn't give you anything. The next thing, however, I would recommend, after you goof around and you learn what losing money is like, you go and you set goals. You start out and you change the quantity that they provide you in terms of funds. I found that if I gave myself $1,500 and I kept turning that into $5,000 sort of regularly, that was good practice. I found that I was able to do that pretty easily, and unfortunately, I think it was because I was in I was experimenting last year in the summer of 2024, and the market was just like unbelievably flush with opportunity. And in doing so, I got a false uh, idea of how easy it was to trade. And after 4 months of doing that, I was finally ready to like work with the real money. I opened a cash account. I did not. I didn't. I don't want to do anything super risky. And a margin account allows you to do all the things like shorting and options. And I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to just see if I could trade. So. And there is no limit on your cash account, so there's none of this like, oh, you can only make a few trades a week, and there's none of that. You can do as much as you want. And on Schwab, there's no fee, so I can make dozens of trades and not pay a fee, even if I didn't make money that day, and that will happen. But okay, back to the simulator. Okay, the other thing about the simulator you'll find is that um, it doesn't know what to do with reverse splits. So I thought I landed on a gold mine, reverse splits. Oh, I'm going to see what this does. I kept randomly picking these stocks in the pennies, and then buying them on a Friday, and then on Monday they were, what the market would open, and they'd be miraculously thousands of dollars, and I was like, oh God, I've come across something great. Well, the simulator doesn't adjust down. I didn't understand that in real trading, they just adjust your shares. If your 10 shares became 1 share, you'd have 1 share. That doesn't do this. The 10 shares became 10 shares with the value of the 1 share. So $10 became $100 or whatever. And it was absurd, and I thought it was something fantastic. And it led me on a goose chase for quite a while, thinking that I was doing something amazing. I had to throw all that out because I ended up trying a real trade with real money, and uh, I annoyed my broker, and I annoyed a lot of people doing that. But I had to find out what the deal was, and the deal was that nothing happens. So everybody will have their own approach. And one thing I was going to say about the simulator is that uh, it doesn't account for unsettled funds. So you have this thing in real life called settled funds, where in your particularly in your cash account, but I think it's for everybody, um, where you have a certain amount of money at the beginning of the day, like $1,500 or whatever it is, and uh, you make a trade with $300 of it. You only have $1,200 left to work with for that day. No matter what happens with that $300, whether it's successful or unsuccessful, that's no longer accessible. So you have to decide what percentage of your day's capital are you going to use for each trade. I try to make it economical and low risk. Those are probably things that you won't consider as strongly when you're in the simulator, because you're trying to learn how to make the money, and making a lot of money fast is stimulating, and it gives you the incentive to want to keep going. But the truth of the matter is that's just you're just playing a video game. You can also do simulated trading in the real application. I don't know what they call it. It's just not paper trading. It's the actual trading. Um, in order to do that, it's called on demand. On demand. And you can then use archival anything that has happened in the past, as long as it's not in the last, I think, 48 hours. Um, you can pull up any kind of history, and any list of stocks, and play the real game any time of the day or night. And this will help speed up your learning if you do that, because uh, like I say, it's on demand. So um, you just keep trying over and over and over again. And again, it's simulated account. The money is starts out with $100,000, but you can adjust. You can do whatever you want with that. You can start over. Um, you can do the same things that you would do with the other one. It also does not allow you to do extended hours, unfortunately. I really don't like that about simulation, but uh, that's how it goes. Okay, that's it.